A woman's voice echoes through the darkness. Brave soul who fears not death, I shall guide you to the fissure so that you may lull the old one back to slumber. She sounds like she's conducting a funeral, yours specifically. You walk through the fog into Boletaria, the gates groan open, stone walls covered in moss, hollow soldiers wandering aimlessly like they forgot what they were guarding. This is your tutorial, 30 seconds of hand-holding before the game stops pretending to care about you. At the end of the path sits the Vanguard Demon, a walking nightmare made of grey flesh, spikes, and 3 glowing eyes that say you don't belong here. Its axe is the size of a dining table. You're supposed to die in 2 hits, that's the point. The game wants you dead so you can wake up in the Nexus and start the real story. But you survive, you know the trick. You roll under its arm, get behind it, and start smacking its back. Every hit makes its entire ass jiggle like jello. This towering demon, this harbinger of death, and you're back here watching its cheeks wobble while you chip away at its health bar. Eventually it collapses into blue mist. You beat the tutorial boss, you get a grey demon soul. An archstone appears and warps you to a hidden cathedral. You walk down the hallway, collect some items, feeling pretty good about yourself. Then you turn the corner and the dragon god obliterates you in a single cutscene. Your skull becomes abstract art on the stone floor. You wake up in the Nexus. That same woman from before stands in the center of a dark void surrounded by candles that never burn out. She doesn't blink, she doesn't move. She's been waiting for you. Congratulations, you're the Slayer of Demons. Which sounds metal until you realize it's just a fancy medieval way of saying you are the kingdom's disposable problem solver. Boletaria is overrun with demons. The fog has sealed off the entire kingdom. People are dying, hollowing, losing their minds, and the Old One, a world-eating god sleeping beneath the Nexus, is starting to wake up. Your job? Clean up the mess. How do you do that? Well, simple. You touch a magic rock called an archstone, get teleported into a fog-sealed death trap, kill something the size of a building, and then eat its soul like it's a protein bar. And your reward for all of this? Oh, you get to do it 4 more times. After the dragon god turns you into paste, you wake up in the Nexus. It's less of a hub world and more of a mausoleum with a gift shop. Stone platforms floating in a void, candles that never burn out, and NPCs who speak in riddles because, apparently, clarity is for cowards. And at the center stands the Maiden in Black. She doesn't blink, she doesn't smile, she speaks like every sentence is a funeral rite. And she's the only person here who can turn your accumulated trauma into stat points. She calls you a Slayer of Demons with the kind of reverence you'd expect for someone destined to save the world. What she doesn't mention is that you're one of hundreds who've tried. The Nexus is littered with bloodstains from everyone who came before you, little red ghosts showing you exactly where they died and how badly. Oh, and one more thing. You're dead now. Soul form. Which means your maximum health is cut in half. Yes, that's right. Every time you die, you respawn with 50% HP. You can bump it up to 75% with the Cling Ring, but you'll be running around at half health for most of the game. It's From Software's way of saying get guard or stay dead. You're not special, you're just next in line. Then you meet the Monumental, or rather, what's left of him. He's a ghostly echo of a long-dead sage, one of 5, who used to keep the Old One asleep. Now he's the only one left, and his brilliant plan to save the world is you do it. He explains that the demons are manifestations of souls consumed by the Old One, and to stop them, you need to collect demon souls from the most powerful demons in 5 cursed regions. Boletaria, Stonefang, Latria, the Shrine of Storms, the Valley of Defilement. Each region has its own archstone, each archstone leads to its own personal hell. And your mission is simple. Go to each one, kill the demons, take their souls, feed them to the Maiden in Black, and whatever you do, don't let the Old One wake up. Cool, easy. Except nobody mentions that every time you die the world gets darker, or that some demons can permanently drain your soul levels, or that one of the boss fights is literally just another player invading you with a god-tier build from 2009. But hey, at least you got a sword, and depression, and the growing realization that you signed up for a pilgrimage that's really just a very long, very painful march toward either salvation or damnation. Welcome to Boletaria, Slayer of Demons. You're gonna love it here. Your first stop, Boletaria, the once proud kingdom now drowning in fog and failure. The streets are empty, except for shambling hollows, people who died so many times they forgot how to be human. Knights who pledged their lives to the king now patrol the ramparts with the singular focus of a Roomba programmed for murder. You step onto a bridge. You hear a roar. Then a red dragon flies overhead and turns the entire bridge into a crematorium. You die, obviously. This is your introduction to Boletarian Palace. Even the shortcuts want you dead. You'll spend the next 20 deaths learning the dragon's timing, sprinting across in panicked bursts, hiding under side passages, and questioning why you bought this game. And guarding the main gate after you finally make it across, the Tower Knight. He's not a boss, he's a building with a spear, a walking fortress who blocks the only bridge into the inner palace. His shield is the size of the gate to Jurassic Park. His armor could probably survive a nuke. And when he slams his shield into the ground, the screen shakes like the game itself is having a panic attack. The strategy? Well, get close, bait the shield slam, dodge it, then run back and smack his ankles before he recovers. You're like a roided-out chihuahua that actually killed the mailman. So, you make it past the Tower Knight, you fight through the castle, past the Red-Eye Knights who can kill you in 2 hits, and you finally reach the throne room. There sits King Allant, or at least what's wearing his face. He doesn't just fight you, he punishes you. Every time he lands a grab attack, he drains your soul level. Permanently. Yep, that's right, you can lose stats. In a game where grinding for levels always feels like pulling teeth, this guy can just delete your progress because he feels like it. And when you finally kill him, when you think you've saved Boletaria and restored the throne, the real King Allant is already dead. You just killed a demon puppet. The actual king is a slug in the lowest level of the Nexus, hollowed out and insane, begging for someone to end his suffering. Congratulations, you saved nothing. Next up, Stonefang Tunnel, a mining complex turned demon factory. It's hot, it's dark, and it's full of things that want to set you on fire. First, there's Flame Lurker, a demon made of molten rage who sprints at you like he's got somewhere to be. He doesn't telegraph attacks, he doesn't give you space, he just charges, explodes, and makes you rethink every life choice that led you here. Then there's the Dragon God, a massive ancient beast chained deep in the mines. Except you don't fight it, not really. You run between pillars, pull levers, and hide like you're playing the world's most stressful game of hide and seek, while a dragon the size of a mountain tries to vaporize you with fire breath. It's less a boss fight and more a traumatic trust fall with explosives. Now, Tower of Latria is where Demon Souls stop pretending to be a medieval fantasy and goes full Silent Hill. It's a prison, not for criminals, for souls. The halls echo with screams, mind flayers patrol the corridors, sucking out your brain if you get too close. Gargoyles drop from the ceiling, and somewhere in the depths, a demon named the Old Monk waits for you. But before you get him, you have to deal with the Man-Eaters, 2 gargoyle demons, on a narrow stone bridge in the dark with no railings. One spawns immediately, the second spawns when the first is at half health. They have tail swipes that knock you off the bridge. They fly around unpredictably. The arena is so small you're basically fighting them in a hallway suspended over a bottomless pit. You'll die more to the fall than to the actual bosses, not because they're particularly strong, but because the arena is designed by someone who hates you personally. And then there's the Old Monk fight. Except, here's the twist. The Old Monk boss fight isn't against an AI, it's a player invasion. Some random person with an optimized PvP build gets summoned as the boss, and now you're fighting someone who knows every cheese strat in the game. You wanted a fair duel? Too bad. You're getting backstab fished by someone who's been doing this since 2009. And if you're playing offline, well, the AI takes over. And somehow that's worse, because the AI doesn't need to think. It just spams spells and hopes you run out of healing items first. Welcome to Latria. Enjoy your stay. Not really. The Shrine of Storms is where old warriors go to die, and then come back, and then die again. It's an endless loop of skeleton warriors, flying stingrays, and the vague sense that someone made a terrible architectural decision. And then, of course, there's Patches the Hyena, a treasure hunter who asks if you're a cleric. Whatever you answer, he kicks you off a cliff into a pit full of enemies. This is your introduction to From Software NPC's Trust No One. He'll show up later in the Nexus selling items like nothing happened if you don't kill him first. Because in Demon Souls, betrayal is just good. The Storm King boss fight involves standing on a cliffside and shooting arrows at a giant manta ray while it summons smaller manta rays to dive bomb you. It's less a test of skill and more a test of whether you brought enough arrows. And then there's the Adjudicator, a giant blob with a bird perched on its head. The bird judges you, the blob murders you. It's unclear which one is actually in charge, but both of them definitely want you dead. And finally, we arrive at the Valley of Defilement, the swamp level. Every Souls game has one, This was the first, and it's the worst. It's a plague-ridden cesspool where the poisoned, the diseased, and the forgotten are left to rot. The entire area is neck-deep in toxic sludge that drains your health and slows your movement. Giant depraved ones lumber through the muck, and at the bottom of this nightmare sits Maiden Astria. She's a saint, a genuinely good person who came down here to help the sick and dying. She's protected by Garl Vinland, a knight in golden armor who loves her so much he followed her into literal hell. When you arrive, Garl doesn't attack immediately. He begs you to leave, to turn back, to let them be. You don't, because a ghost in the Nexus told you to collect demon souls. So you kill Garl, then you walk up to Astria and she asks you one question. Are you satisfied now? You just watch her die, because your presence, your very existence as the hero, drove her to suicide. And the game gives you her soul as a reward. Congratulations, Slayer of Demons, you just killed the only good person in Boletaria. Oh, and the world itself is keeping score. World tendency is Demon Soul's most sadistic feature. Every time you die in body form, meaning you're human, not a ghost, the world shifts toward black. The darker the world gets, the harder the enemies become. Tougher stats, more damage, new, even worse enemies spawn in it. It's like the game is negging you. Oh, you died? Huh. Well, let me make sure you regret it even more next time. The only way to shift it back to white, kill bosses, don't die, play perfectly. Or, if you're really desperate, invade other players' worlds and ruin their day too. Because misery loves company, and in Demon Souls, misery is the primary currency. So, you've fought your way through 5 cursed lands, you've collected the Demon Souls, you've murdered saints and slain dragons, and now the Maiden in Black leads you down into the depths of the Nexus. At the bottom, you find it. The Old One, a colossal, world-eating god, a mass of roots and darkness so vast you can't even see where it ends. It's been sleeping for centuries, sustained by the souls you've been feeding it this entire time. Wait, feeding it? Yeah. Turns out, every demon soul you collected, every soul you gave to the Maiden to level up, you were just making the Old One stronger. You weren't saving the world, you were preparing its funeral buffet. The Monumental's plan wasn't to stop the Old One, it was to lull it back to sleep by satiating its hunger. And you, the Slayer of Demons, well, you were just the delivery guy. Now you have a choice. Number 1, walk away. Let the Maiden in Black lull the Old One back to sleep. The fog lifts, Boletaria is saved, for now, until someone else screws up and the cycle starts again. It's peaceful, it's hopeful, and it's a lie, because nothing in this world stays saved. Number 2, kill the Maiden, take the power for yourself. Become the new demon, the new god, condemn the world to darkness, embrace the Old One's hunger and let it consume everything. You wanted to be powerful? Congratulations, you're now a walking apocalypse. So tell me, Slayer of Demons, did you save Boletaria, or did you just delay its funeral? Either way, the fog's still there, the Nexus still stands, and somewhere in another kingdom, in another land, another poor fool is waking up in a cell cursed with the dark sign, wondering how they got here. The cycle doesn't end, it just finds new players. Now, go touch some grass, or don't, you'll just die in it anyway.